Well, if you're a Warriors fan, and who isn't anymore, this may seem like the longest 9 days ever.
Yeah, 9 full days between series, and you know, it's been build up, and we are ready to get this thing going.
Yes, we are.
Now. But there's a word that people like to throw around. I'm not sure we're there yet. We've been here for 3 straight years, and that's the kind of experience that invokes a certain word in sports. The dictionary says a dynasty is a sequence of rulers from the same family, stock, or group. It's a term that's thrown around in sports, but only if you do a lot of winning. This was the greeting Warrior fans gave owner Joe Lacob on the night the team retired Chris Mullin's jersey number. Just a little more than 5 years later, Lacob was the toast of the town.
Curry splits the defense behind the back, fires a three. Oh,
one of the most exciting teams in all of pro sports had won its first championship in 40 years. The Warriors had gone from the very bottom to the top. It's happened before, multiple times in the Bay Area. Few would have thought in their miserable Candlestick Park years that the Giants would build a new home and then win 3 World Series titles in 5 years. The Bay Area's most consistent winner was the 49ers of the 80s and 90s. But before the catch and 5 Super Bowl titles came 2 years of inept management under Joe Thomas and consecutive 2-14 seasons. Former 49er president and CEO, Carmen Policy.
Normally, the first victory comes after a lot of previous disappointments.
The same could be said of the Oakland A's of the 80s, who went to 3 straight World Series just 8 years after a season in which they lost 108 times and drew fewer than 4,000 fans per game. So what changes?
I've worked for 10 different sports franchises, and Walter Haas to me is the beacon of what an owner should be.
It was a matter with the 49ers of Eddie giving you everything you could possibly reasonably ask for, so long as you won. If you ask for it, I'll give it to you, but make sure you deliver.
So it starts at the top, but then what? How about hiring someone with impeccable credentials as both a player and an executive?
I look at players probably a little differently than most people. Competitive people who have skill are the ones I'm attracted to. I've been around a lot of good people to help make decisions. But at the end of the day, the ones who have a little dog in them, who don't want to lose, those are the teams that are going to prevail.
Hiring the man is one thing. Then you have to listen.
Klay Thompson for Kevin Love. I mean, Jerry West going, excuse me, you're not making that move. People go, but it's Kevin Love. Well, it's Klay Thompson.
Obtaining talented players is an obvious part of a successful equation, but it goes deeper than that.
When you're some 3rd or 4th round draft pick coming to the 49ers and you see Jerry Rice performing the way he performs, working out the way he worked out, coming to practice early, catching balls when he wasn't on the field, and when you see the workouts that he and Roger Craig did, you better shape up and get yourself ready.
And then once you have those quality, competitive players,
you have to have good guys, and guys who like each other and tolerate a long season, tolerate the ups and downs of the season, and that takes character also. But I would say almost all these teams possess those kind of qualities.
The maddening part of professional sports is you can't write something on a board and say E equals MC squared, give me the trophy. A lot of very, very smart people own these teams and can't make it happen. But those that truly understand leadership, management, and most importantly, teamwork, where you sublimate your own ego, it's not the name on the business card, it's the ability to work together, knowing that there's going to be difficult times, but ultimately having a strategic vision where you want to go and getting there.
Unless you have the brightest, the strongest, the fastest, the most committed, the individuals with character, heart, and drive, I mean, you don't make it to the top.
As difficult as it is to define exactly how to build a consistent winning organization, there are common traits. But to be characterized as a dynasty, you have to do it year after year.
When I look at the Warrior team, I see some unique features that tell me they're not only on the right track, but they could stay on that track for a while. They have bought into the concept that a championship is earned and won by a team.
I've never felt that people who go out and talk about how good they are not very good sometimes. Let your body of work be judged by your peers. We don't need to tell anyone that we're pretty good, because we are good, and we should be good for a number of years.
Now it's up to the Warriors to go out and back up that sentiment. We can entertain thoughts of a dynasty at about the end of the decade.
Yeah, you can't just win one. You got to
Right.
win a bunch before you can use that word and throw it around.
You know, you've been in many clubhouses and locker rooms and all of that. There's a difference. You can feel the environment. There's the ones that are losing. It's almost toxic to be in there. The ones who are winning, you just it's infectious. And you say it starts at the top.
It really does. It starts with enlightened ownership. And you're right. When you're winning, everybody's happy, and there's great chemistry when you're winning. Winning builds chemistry. Sometimes you can win despite chemistry. But what I see on the Warriors, and what we've seen with other successful teams in the Bay Area, and we've seen lots of them, it is buying into that concept of, I don't want to let these guys around me down.
Right.
And that's the number one thing to accomplish this as a team, way over what my personal goals are. And it's a sports cliche, but it's true.
Yeah, and the egos get put aside for the common goal of everybody winning. All right, Joe, it's going to be a good game tomorrow night.